What is up, everyone? Thanks for taking time out of your crazy world to come check out mine, and today we're going to talk about Sony. And before you think, oh god, here we go, I'm not trying to cast shade or diss on them. I'm wanting to kind of point out some of the things that are going on under the radar that no one is talking about. Since Microsoft came out and revealed the Series X on stage at the 2019 Video Game Awards, Sony's messaging behind the PS5 has not been very clear, and at times it has come off cryptic, if not what you can call misleading. I mean, just look at a few months ago when they were claiming that a number of PS5 exclusives, air quotation marks, were only possible because of the SSD drive inside of the PS5. I even had certain flip-flopping content creators in the Twitter streets trying to get me to drink the same blue Kool-Aid that they were to believe this kind of crap. I knew from day one that certain titles were built using PS4 architecture and had absolutely no reason at all to be kept as a PS5 exclusive. Hey, what do you know, right next to their stealth-launched pre-orders on the exact same day, they stealth-informed everybody that a certain number of PS5 exclusives were also going to be on the PS4. Supposedly believing in generations, Sony totally left out the fact that the new Spider-Man game, Horizon Zero Dawn game, and the Sackboy game were also going to appear on the PS4. It seems that Sony's messaging is all over the place apparently on what is going to be next-gen and what is going to be cross-gen. This brings me to a big shortcoming when it comes to the PlayStation ecosystem. With all this mixed messaging that Sony seems to have with their next-gen games that everyone is giving them a free pass on, it seems that little to no one, if anybody, is talking about the fact that Sony's stance on backwards compatibility is going to finally probably bite them in the ass. In my opinion, Sony has appeared in the past to be very hesitant and resistant to the idea of mass backwards compatibility. I mean, it was only just a few months ago that there was people out there who had a friend of a friend of a cousin of a friend who was in the know that was claiming that the PS5 was going to be cross-generation backwards compatible. I thought that was a big leap, but even with Microsoft setting the bar on backwards compatibility, it was surprising that Sony didn't even try to reach it. What people thought was going to be mass backwards compatibility, they instead only got the PS4 generation. Hey, it's something, but unlike the Series X, it seems that the games are not going to all benefit from the PS5's architecture. It seems that only a selection of games will be boosted, as Sony says, and that will benefit from the power that the PS5 has to offer. All other games that are backwards compatible are going to be as is, how is. That's interesting because even today on the Xbox One X, it can improve the performance on most backwards compatible games. This all seems to be trivial when you get to the fact that they have not optimized their backwards compatibility, and it seems that there might be some issues going forward with some titles. It's starting to come out and be revealed that PS5 and its backwards compatibility may have its limitations, and some games may even lack features as a result of this. The developers for Maneater, the new Yakuza game, and Dirt are all coming out and informing their players that their save files will not port over from the PS4 to the PS5. Along with that, Sony is quoted in saying some PS4 games may exhibit errors or unexpected behavior when playing on PS5 consoles. The same article goes on to state that some functions in PS4 games may also not be available on the PS5. And it's not just in-game functions that are affected either. The share menu cannot be displayed within the PS4 games running on the PS5, and screenshots will need to be generated using the Create button on a DualSense controller. There is also smaller features that aren't being carried over that most won't miss, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few out there that will. The real icing on the cake, though, is what fans seem to be all up in arms over on the Sony platform. Just a few days ago, Sony came out and informed everybody that the next generation console, the PS5, will have the ability to record voice chat and send it directly to Sony. It gets a little confusing in my opinion because they state that the console is not actively screening your conversation, but you do have an available 5 minutes of conversation to choose from. From this 5 minutes of conversation, you will be able to upload 20 seconds of it to Sony for them to review for online harassment. There are some out there that are claiming this is an invasion of privacy and freedom of speech, and others are more concerned about the abuse that this feature could have. Again, not throwing shade, not dissing on PlayStation, but I'm starting to see things echoing of the Xbox launch of 2013. Back in 2013, Microsoft didn't respect your purchases and came up with this dumbass idea of DRM, making it to where you couldn't share your games, and Sony took full advantage of that. Now, Sony doesn't want to respect your past purchases and is giving you, in my opinion, a potential half-ass backwards compatibility. We also can't forget that Microsoft tried to give us a next-gen accessory that allowed us to record video and audio, which turned into them supposedly spying on us. Remember what it was called? The Kinect? Now Sony is actually creating their own backlash with the record your party chat feature for next-gen's console. Now I'm curious if we're gonna keep that same energy of I don't allow big companies to spy on me. Oh yeah, that reminds me, 1 second. Google, would you please order more Tide Pods? Anyways, as I was saying, I am not here to cast shade on Sony or the PlayStation 5. But meanwhile, a lot of the major media gaming websites are all over here having these mass conversations on how Xbox still has no games after spending $7.5 billion. They should really also be talking about how Sony kinda lied, fibbed, whatever the hell you want to call it, right through their teeth about certain parts of the PS5 and some of the games. Or how about you gotta completely tear apart the console to find the magical land of Narnia to insert the SSD if you ever want to expand the hard drive. Yes, that seems like something the average consumer would enjoy doing a lot. But really, I have taken up enough of your time, and I appreciate any time you have given me and any time you have watched my content. If you haven't already and you enjoyed today's content, be sure to subscribe down below to stay up to date with all my new videos. Thank you, my friends, for tuning in. I am Centurion1307, and be sure to stay positive and stay safe out there, and see you around the neighborhood.